Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever solo episode. It will be just me. It is past 10:50 at night on Sunday. Usually I'll be in bed getting ready for the week. However, what happened was a guest. Well, the podcast was already done. It was recorded. It was uploaded. The whole nine. Thumbnail done. But there was some scheduling issues. To be honest, I really don't understand what happened. So I agreed to not put out the episode, and so I'm here. I am not prepared at all. I was actually already planning to do a solo episode to drop next week. So I was going to record this later on this week, all nice and with the crew, Jay, Zach, or Chris, and make something cool. But I think I would rather have an episode for you and for just to prove it to myself. So I do apologize for me not being exactly prepared, but this was last second. Literally, I found out I already have plans with Ernie. We're setting up. We're setting up a new way to, how do you say, I don't want to give away too much, but we're definitely doing things different. It's new ways of jamming and writing and stuff. So I couldn't cancel that. So it's like so it's been a full day. To be completely honest, straight up with you, I am exhausted. But it's all good. I'm stoked to be here. It's funny. I was kind of looking forward to this. I was like, oh wow, I wonder how it's going to turn out. I'll take, get ready for it. I'll do research. I'll talk. Maybe I could talk with the team what we could talk about. And no, the life said, nope, you're going to do it right now. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for understanding, and I hope you enjoy this. What did I do this week? I saw on Thursday. I saw As Lay Dying. That was pretty sick. People love that band. They played in L.A. When I say L.A., I mean L.A. I tend to watch my back when I walk around those certain areas. But it was cool, man. It was fucking cool. A lot of people love that band. They played a lot of deep cuts. I only saw 3 songs because that's when I get tired. And I proceeded to go home. No, I lied. I went and hung out with Chelsea Grin, and I had a slice of pizza. And I'm not gonna say the name yet, but it is my new favorite pizza, and it feels so good. It feels so good to be older and growing up. You're growing up and you're still enjoying things and finding new favorite things of your favorite thing. You know how cool that is? So I found a new pizza. I'm obviously getting really passionate and excited about this, which is silly, but a person shouldn't be this excited about bread, cheese, and pepperoni. But anyway, yeah, find a new slice of pizza that I love. I will not say the name yet. I know, Sid, I know you're probably listening. I'm waiting for that kickback, but I'll probably say it at some point. But yeah, man, it is amazing. It is so cool. There's so many. I told people that, okay, I'm a very simple person. I'm very simple. I like pizza. I like bean and cheese burritos. I do enjoy beer, and that's it. So, and new metal. And that's very simple guy. I could have a bean and cheese burrito every single day and not give a fuck. And not this I don't get sick of my favorite things. And I wonder if that's a commonality amongst most men. I wonder, it was just simple, just fucking simple. But anyway, see now I'm already going on a rant about pizza. But anyway, I'm doing this backwards. We're going backwards. Anyway, this whole solo episode thing has been on my mind for some time. I try to do this, but in other ways. When I have bands, or when we have artists or singer or guests, the main purpose is to get their story out there. So I don't really enjoy putting myself out there, because I know what it's like to have your story not out there. So it's all about them. So I was like, okay, now there's been, after 100 episodes, there was an issue where I wasn't really contributing to the conversation as much as I should, and I really wasn't. I wasn't really getting the chance to talk about myself, because I really just don't want to. This might be the only this might be the only time I'm talking to this person or band. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we've all seen bands, and then a person dies. Oh wait, you're never going to see that band again. You're never going to see that lineup ever again. So I don't know. When you hang out with someone, you just don't know. So yeah, I try to get their story out there, and then okay, like this isn't working. This is not working. Okay, now the idea came to bring in Ernie, and me and him started hanging out and doing episodes. I appreciate all you watching those, and then that turned into I don't like to force things. I don't. I try to let that thing have its own way in life. So the episodes of Ernie kind of turned into what they are. We just basically sat down, and then we just started talking shit to each other for an hour 30. That's I enjoy it, and I don't want to force anything else, and it's I expected something from Ernie, and that was unfair of me to do, in which is I was, all right, well, he's not asking me any questions, so now I'm kind of back to square one. I'm not really talking about myself. It's just we're just talking shit to each other. This is what this is, and I think it's cool, and I enjoy doing it. I think it's special, so we should hone in on that. So okay, so that didn't work, and then we started the full band podcast, which was pretty crazy. There's a massive cockroach in here. That's sick. I am in Santa Ana, so he's hanging out. Oh yeah, so it's just me in here. It's just me. This was too last minute. So my team currently is the cockroach, so that's cool. Anyway, so yeah, then we started the Suicide Silence podcast, which was been on my mind for a while to do. Okay, that could be something that I talk more on. I could, tell my story. I could, say what's in my mind. I could say this and that, and then, of course, that turned into what it turned into. So I don't like. It really turned into which is just turned into us hanging as a band and people really seeing who we are and what we're about. And so obviously I'm not gonna, force myself onto that. I was like, okay, well, so that idea didn't work. And then it really made it to where, oh wow, I gotta. Maybe this is what I've been afraid of. Maybe this is what it should have always been. Maybe it should have always been just me. And sometimes we have to force ourselves just to. we need to force ourselves just to think about what we feel. It's hard to do that. It's hard to create time to sit down and just like, what what do I want? So and as life, as I said earlier, as life, okay, I committed to it, and then I had the dates, and life said, nope, you're doing it right now. You're literally doing it right now. So anyway, but I guess I'm not fully unprepared because I did, which thank thank you for submitting your questions and videos. I did have these saved. I'm okay. Well, at least I have something. Thank God I didn't wait till the day before to do it, which is typically what I do to keep it fresh. I don't know why. I kind of maybe it's kind of cool. Let's see what they are. So that kind of actually saved my ass. It was cool. I was driving in on when you drive at night. It's just a different. It's a different vibe. It's now 11 p.m. I will be in bed right now. It was cool. If I'm trying to kill time, or if I want like white noise, I'll put on the podcast with Cat Williams, where he's just going off. He's just going off. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's like something to it where it just. I don't know. It just clears my head. It's fucking weird. I'm not sure what it is about that one. It's just I forgot how many times I listened to it. That's probably the number one episode I've ever listened to like the most. I don't know what it is. It's just like you could put it on and it's still funny. You're still laughing, and then I don't know. I come out with a clear head. I don't know what it is. Let's see, what else did I do last week? Friday I took. I'm just going to jump from subject to subject. I'm learning as we go. Friday I took Leo, our cat. Took him to the vet. Pretty sick. He's 8 years old. Well, over 8 years old, and it was time for his checkup because he almost died last year. That was a year ago, which is fucking wild. So. He's healthy as fuck. He looks great. Very, very lucky. Remember when that was going down? I was like, fucking. I pray. And I was thinking, like, I was thinking a worst case scenario, and it will pop in my head. I was like, what? Like, man, what if he did? What if something happened to him? Like, where does he go? So those were kind of some thoughts I was having at that time, sitting in the front yard, just looking at the sky, asking yourself these questions, and I learned from him, like, just like taking shit for granted and just enjoying the stuff. I was like just cleaning like shit out of the litter box was like became something that you missed. I never thought once in my life that I would miss cleaning piss and shit out of a box. But I found myself, oh shit, like, this might be the last time I do this. Going home and clean up his stuff, and it's just weird. It was a weird thought. Like, man, I was cleaning shit out of a litter box, and I was missing it. It's weird how we take shit for granted. It's one of the biggest mistakes in my life. I do say that pretty often, though. It's like taking things for granted. Regrets. My thing is I make big mistakes in my life twice. I don't know what it is. I think we're just wired that way, where we have to just we make a mistake and then we do it again. I don't know what I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Okay, I made this mistake. And I took music for granted twice. Yeah, when we got Eddie, that was like because we're on our third career. We have like multiple careers. It's weird, but yeah, the whole time with Mitch, that was our first career. Took that for granted, and then we, with the help of all you, we accomplished the impossible, and we got Eddie in there, and it was seamless, which Eddie got no credit for. But he worked his ass off. Like we toured just as hard as we were kids, just starting. It was starting over, but also we maintained the slot that basically the whole industry and thought was impossible. And what did I do? I fucked it up, and I took it for granted. And it wasn't as bad as the first time, but yeah, this old habits come back, and booze kind of came back. It wasn't nearly as bad as the first round, but it was enough. And I don't know. I was a weird kid, especially when I was like a child. I was always like a late bloomer, it seems. But yeah, anyway, before I turn that into a rant, it's made the same mistake twice. It sucks. And now I'm trying to do it a third time. It sucks. But anyway, I'm going on another rant. This morning, I was watching the Garza play the Olympics because we first talked about it on the Sui podcast on Thursday, and then it's like shit. All like the history. I always knew. I kind of sensed like the Olympics were always a scam. Like I was like, where's all the money going? Especially I'm a musician. I'm a guy in a band. Where does pretty used to seeing money just disappear. So we were talking about, what? I'm actually gonna fucking sit down and I'm gonna sit down and watch this thing. So yeah, they had like this. It was this intro, really cool intro. Then the fucking music just kicks in. Obviously, if you've seen it, like there's the fire and the band comes in, and like I was like, it was a minute in. I don't know why it's got fucking. I don't know. I got emotional. Yeah, bands like Gorgira, it's only a few bands. Like they tap into something else. They tap into something else. I don't know what it is. Primal or I associate that with Tool. It's like you could play Tool when you're high. You could play it when you're stoned. You could play it when you're fucking drunk. You could play it when you're hanging out with your homies. You could play it when you're having a deep conversation with whoever. It just fits every like. And they're kind of well. I'm not sure what it was particular about this song, which I hope they put out. You kind of have to put out that song, right? It's like even like because it's kind of in the background. It's kind of like in like the background. Like it'd be kind of cool to fucking crank that. That's like if it was anybody else, it wouldn't have been that cool. Like if they got like Metallica, like no one really would have cared, right? It's not like no diss to them, but it's it's like okay, obviously you're gonna put them on. Okay, let's fucking move on. But there's something about France and them. The history, it sounded great. Like just one, if you're playing on the side of a castle chained to your platform, I mean you can't It's just epic. Everything. I'm also fascinated in general with like execution. When things are just executed on all levels, it's a fucking special thing. Whenever I need music gear, I always go to sweetwater.com. If it's mics, headphones, or studio and recording gear, Sweetwater has you covered. Next time you need any music gear, support the podcast by using the link in the description and comment section below. So if there's a band on this planet that has earned it, it's definitely them. Should we just hop into questions and just kind of see what happens? Let me take this. I got this monster beast trying to get me through the night, to be honest. Let's just go into some questions. We got, let's see, we have 4 video questions. All right, this one's important, so let's see. Well, I think volume is very important, right? Okay.
Very important question. Dominoes or lamppost?
And that's actually really important. Sim Dog Millionaire. This is actually one of my best friends, Alex Zimmer. Shout out. That's a tough one. It's on occasion. It's on occasion because delivery, I think Domino's trumps everybody. If I want to sit down and hang out and have a beer and vibe and talk shit or talk about life, lamppost. But as we were talking about earlier, the game has changed. I do have a new favorite pizza that I'm not gonna say the name yet until we make some kind of deal. I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna be a smart businessman. Anyway, Alex Zimmer, thank you for your video question. I really appreciate that. Okay, now I'm getting used to. Also, when you play it, right, here we go.
Hi Chris, it's John from Scotland here.
What's up,
What
John?
is your best advice to anyone looking to get into doing podcasts? I myself have a podcast on my YouTube channel, Sir Edward. I'm at 11 episodes. What is your best advice for someone that's getting into it? Thank you again. Much love.
Cool, man. It's kind of a tough one. Sometimes when like someone will ask you if should I start a band, I just tell them no. it's amazing, but it also is terrible and sucks at the same time. It's the highest lows of the lows. But to your question, I mean, this goes with anything. I mean, consistency. There was I paid, just because I really wanted to meet him. If you don't know, I'm very inspired by comedians. I'm here because comedians. I'm not here because of a band. The music scene has been kind of stagnant as far as like metal, as far as I'm concerned. I know a lot of people will disagree with that, but behind the scenes, it's definitely that way. But I've been pretty fascinated with comedians for quite some time. I'm obviously inspired by Joe Rogan, Theo Von, Fighter, and a Kid. Those podcasts have been favorites of mine. All of them that have podcasts. Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, Andrew Santino, Andrew Schultz. I mean, you name it. Just to see what they've all done with their art has really, they couldn't have been my North Star. But anyway, again, I'm a big fan of Fighter and a Kid, and so Brendan Shaw was he was doing stand up in Brea, which over here is kind of like Brea is not too far from here. It's not in between here and where I live, but it's a little out of the way. But it's kind of in like a, excuse me, what would you say? It was kind of not rich, but money, I guess you say. Money, right? And anyway, I was like, me and my woman went, and I signed up for a meet and greet. I paid for it. And I was like, I really wanted to meet him. And I learned throughout my career in suicide silence that, there's so many times that, so many moments that I just didn't take advantage of because of my insecurities or like lack of confidence. Anyway, so I didn't want to make those same mistakes again. So you know what, dude? I want to meet him, but I don't want to meet him as a fan. It's like I kind of, I'll do the meet and greet and I had questions ready to ask him. It was quick. He was fucking cool guy, man. It was, he looks in your eye. He made time to hang out with you, and massive line. And yeah, basically it's a similar question to your question. You have any advice to upcoming podcasts, and then you said consistency, and that word has the meaning of that word has grown to me, and consistency is it is hard. It separates you from the rest. We're at episode 137. This is 137. I would imagine this is 137. Me in a room alone with the cockroach. It's But we got to get the episode out. That's so important. It has to come out. People rely on you to be there every week. So I'm going to start with consistency, and I think that's a good word because it's not really advice. It's just something that you have to do. Because also if you do anything less than a week, there's just something's missing. Like you'll never get to the next level of your thoughts or conversation flow, or it's just something's missing when you don't do it every week. I tried once every 2 weeks, and it felt like a hobby, and then I'll leave you with this, this will probably be an ongoing thing I talk about until this thing goes, until I die or something. But whatever you do, you have to devote everything you have. You devote your bones, your flesh, your heart, your soul. Everything needs to go into it. I've been lucky. You're all watching and listening and downloading, and so I could sit here and say I don't give a fuck about the views, but it does matter, and I've been very fortunate. But I think you all can see, and perhaps what I'm trying to convey, maybe feel the time that we've all put into this, and that I've put into this, all the sacrifices and love. This isn't a hobby for me. I love doing it, and sacrifice a lot. And also, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I learned from the goats. I've consumed so many hours of podcast. I kind of like that, like the end of, like how Spotify does, like the end of the, what's it called? Wrapped, right? It's Wrapped. I like that because it tells you exactly what bands you listen to, how with the songs, the podcast, and the hours. I'm like, damn, I listen to that motherfucker that much. Holy shit. Yeah, it's I've loved podcasts. So throughout the hours and the hours, I've they've all dropped these gems, this gold. The goats have said, eat shit for 4 years. Don't sign shit. Don't eat shit. Don't make any money for 4 years, and that's what I've been doing. So I don't think I'm the best at giving advice, but I try to share experiences, and maybe that could help you, or maybe that won't help me, and then you could put your own spin on it. Anyway, I'm not sure that helps or not. But anyway, I really appreciate your time and your question. I really appreciate those that sent video questions. I got 4 of them, and those were fucking sick. Let's see. All right, I learned the last time. Volume up first. All right, here we go. Next question.
It's John from Scotland.
Whoops. Well, that's why it's just me. I had it going. Are we ready?
Garza, what's up, man? My name's Mitchell. I'm a front of house engineer. I am currently on tour right now. Here's the rig at the Loves. Question for you was, when did Suicide switch from van and trailer to a bus? Or I don't think Bandwagon was around until like early 2010s. That was before my time, but still, when did Suicide switch from van and trailer to a bus?
Mitchell, thank you for your question, man. This whole fucking thing has been like, it's been me just talking about regret. But let's see, our first tour, I think was 2005. Was 2005 full time touring? It had to have been. I'm sorry. I guess I'm so used to like having Jay here or the guys. They'll be like, they will pull up Spray and Disease, All Shall Perish tour. Like they will pull it up and I'll be, oh, it's that. But on the top of my head, I would say 2005, and we got on the bus 2008. So fucking, and that was a summer tour as well. So 3 years. That's 3 years. That's 3 years, right? Yeah, 3 years. So 3 years because the fucking well, the band blew up. So then we got that Mayhem tour, and we heard that summer tours are undoable. Outside summer tours are undoable. So yeah, we got a bus, and it was pretty sick. And then we had a fall tour with a Mirror, and we got a bus again. And when I look back at that, I wish we didn't. I wish we kind of held, I don't know. Yeah, because all the money goes towards the transportation. It still does, technically. I mean, but, oh yeah, this is so much money that went towards the fucking bus, man. I could have pocketed that money or saved it. I was such an idiot. Fucking wasted so much money. Just trash. But Mayhem was fine because, it's a summer tour, so you kind of have to, and you're out there not necessarily playing in front of your crowd, so you gotta, build. But yeah, Mitchell, good luck, man. It's kind of hard to tell. Every band's so different. Genres are different. Times, why, But for us, it was a few years, and I was with touring full time, psychopath, just fucking jacking off in any bathroom that you can find, that kind of stuff, and yeah, when like once we got the taste of it, it was couldn't go back, and that was a regret along with my list of other regrets I have. But Mitchell, thank you for your question. What my mom called me, that's very sweet. I wonder what she wants. Okay, I'm gonna get this one ready. Wait, is this? What is this? No. Oh, I'm sorry. I got it. It's just me in here. All right, boom. Last video question. Then we have more after.
What up, Garza? I've been listening to the podcast for a long time. Suicide Silence fan since like 2008.
Sick.
My question is, on the tour where you were breaking all the guitars at the end of the set and fucking up Alex's drum set, how much money did you spend at the end of that tour in broken guitars and broken shit? It was fucking awesome. I enjoyed it. Fucking later, brother.
Thanks, man. I believe your name is Cody. Cody 2113. Appreciate it. Oh my goodness. That was. I need to have a drink before this one. Oh, yeah, what year was that? So yeah, if you don't know, we put out 2017, we put out a record, didn't do too well, but I didn't care. And then, anyway, okay, I guess there's a pre-story to his answer. So I've always had this like, because we have social media, so there's like there's people posting shit, and we daily we just see shit, and I noticed this thing with guitar players where all they really want is to get as much free stuff as possible. And I always thought that was really fucking lame. Like, how many free guitars can you get? This is... Yeah, then you post pictures of it and all that. But I always thought it was lame. And because it seemed like guitar players wanted the free gear to validate themselves as a guitar player or as an artist, yeah, I always thought that was really lame. And what the sad part was, I was that guy too. I talk shit on bands like and other guitar players that drank the Kool-Aid, as I say, or as they say. But yeah, I mean, I know when bands drink the Kool-Aid because I know what it tastes like because I drank it. It's an embarrassing part of my character. That I'm lucky that I got out of. But yeah, I was that guy at once. I don't know. I don't think I ever really. I never got them in my hands though. I think a few times I might have asked a company, "Hey, can I have like 5 guitars?" It's for like no reason. There's no reason for that. And anyway, I was the person that was also becoming the person that I hated. So yeah, I realized that this was a problem, and this was also a time where deathcore was very stagnant. The scene was kind of like, I guess you could even say dying. Excuse me. There's no energy in it, and yeah, I was like, we just want to try something new, and I in order to kind of take the next step into music and our next chapter in our careers, like, man, we don't know who we are anymore. We got lost somewhere, and the best decision we had at the time was this record that made us lose all our money. And yeah, I just realized, I was like, who am I? Who am I? Because I do not like who I am, and I don't like, and I'm ashamed of the person that I see in the mirror as an artist. I mean, I don't know what happened to that kid that used to play guitar in high school, and yeah, I got really lost, and the best decision at the time, which I don't regret doing. I was like, you know what, fuck all this shit, everything, and just to prove I'm kind of like, I do go over the top of like proving my point sometimes, and I do know that about myself, and the idea popped in my head. It was an accident. It was an accident. I just started destroying all my shit. It just started destroying my shit, and then I did it a couple times, and then Alex started to join in, and then we started our process. I think we were, who were we on? Oh, I think we were on tour at Caliban, because so this was in Europe. Was that the first tour we did when that record dropped? Might have been, but there was a tour we did that I was the only guitar player with an amp. I think this was the one tour. I think Mark, the guitar player, obviously was experimenting with Kemper. Every band had a Kempers. Out of 4 bands, I was the only guitar player on the whole package that had a tube amp. I was like, you know what? This is really fucking lame. And I think we were in someone's hometown. And the way I roll, you'll hear me say this a ton of times. You know, no hate, but I'm a very competitive guy. I'm very competitive, and I'm very territorial. That's just who I am, to my bones. This is not a front. I'm a very territorial person, and I'm highly competitive. But now I'm older. It's healthy. It's not like I'm not, not teen anymore, and it's all like fuck everybody, and I'm insecure. It's more like, I want everyone to succeed, but make no mistake, I'm gonna throw down. Anyways, we're at a band's hometown, and then I just had this. I don't know. It was not planned. I was just, the last song came on, and I just fucking started destroying my guitar. Just no planned. It was not even a split second fucking emotion I had that ran through my body. It wasn't even a thought. It was just, there was no mind. Yeah, I haven't thought about this in a long time. It was shit, I didn't expect this. Yeah, it was just maybe maybe that was like the first step of like really just just the person that was lost just to come out. Just drowned. But yeah, just this pure emotion that happened, and then that's Alice. A few times Alice comes in, and now we're destroying drum sets. Now we're destroying drum sets and guitars, and now it's spanning through multiple tours, and yeah, I would go to, like, if we're in a different country, we're going like these little, like, music shops and just buy like cheapest thing there. It's like fuck it, and he would buy like these kick drums that we would throw in the air. I think there was even like one of the best ones was in Russia, and I think like the news sites. Man, it would be such a cool time for Jay to pull it up. Fuck. But yeah, there like all the news sites put it up as like a mental breakdown. It's like it was a complete opposite. I was finding myself, and I didn't care what anyone thought about me. And yeah, it's just maybe in the outside I might look like a temper tantrum or immature or ungrateful, but it was the most pure thing I was doing as far as being an artist. Just doing what I used to do when I was a kid, just do what I think is cool, and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. No money, no nothing, no opinions. Just this is who I am. And I also at the time I was like reading. I just read Pete Towns's book, Kurt Cobain's book. Just guitar players I've admired, especially in like the rhythm aspect and the rhythm world. And anyway, obviously, there's at the end of a tour, there's just a reality. Oh, now there's a fucking there's a bill at the end, and it was big enough to where it's affecting our payouts. And you ever meet the guys in the band, it was I'm pretty surprised to let it go as far as it did. Maybe they knew it needed to happen. I don't know. Maybe they didn't even know, or I don't know. But yeah, there was a time. It was tens. So long story short, it was tens and thousands of dollars, thousands. And keep in mind, this is also at a time where we're losing money, not with the gear, but with the record that flopped. I mean, we're not selling merch anymore. Our guarantees are lower. I mean, it would, and then on top of that, me and Alex are just throwing money away, and but I didn't care. I felt like this was going to take us where we need to go in the long run. If we get through this, we're going to get to where we want to be, and I'm going to get to where I need to be to write the best Suicide Sound shit ever. This is what I have to do. That's it. I don't consider myself to have very many strengths as a human. So when I do have one or find one, I find myself expressing it. And this is one of them. Yeah, it's just, if I have a little thought, if I have a little vision or something, I devote myself entirely into it. And I got this vision of destroying our gear for the future of Suicide Sounds, and also to find out who I am. But man, it was thousands and thousands of dollars. And then naturally just kind of die off. Just naturally. And I was doing it less and less. And I had a scare in Atlanta. What's that venue called? Buckethead? Buckethead, I think. Atlanta, Georgia. It's my birthday. How old oh my, all these, my brain is chain linking memories in real time right now. I felt cool, like the drummer of Seven Dust comes out, and they're one of my favorite bands. And I jumped into the last song's done. You know what happened, and then I jumped into Alex's drum set, and I got a little gash on my eye. and that's where blood was coming out, and I needed stitches. But I was like, oh, it was like if you look at your eyebrow, that's pretty damn close to your eye. So I was like, oh, I think this is like another sign. I think this is like, okay, you think you made your point. I think you're on the right track. Whoever is talking to me or through me, think you're done. So that was kind of a close call. I mean, how could have fucking took my eye out? I could have. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that was what a time. But it might happen again. Not like a tour, but maybe like one, more like maybe like 1 or 2 times. You know, that was fucking crazy. That was a crazy time. All right, so before I get Cody, thank you for your question. You took me down memory lane. I haven't really thought about, felt those emotions in a long time. Only should I have like 9 prepared, 9 written questions. But before that, I had this raccoon in my backyard. They kind of like, they always come out during summer. And I've seen kind of every variation of a summer. Like this last summer was a family. It was like one big one and 4 really small ones all the time. There was a year where it was like 6 massive ones. It was like a family, like a full-grown family. And this year it's one. And this, I don't want to misgender this raccoon, obviously, but pretty sure it's a guy. Like this raccoon has some balls. Like, so he comes out around 8 p.m. He hangs out. But I take Leo outside to get fresh air and get some exercise, but I don't want him outside when that raccoon's out there because I mean, can you tell me? I mean, how are raccoons around cats? I mean, what's their history? Like, I don't know. Or even towards humans. Are they aggressive? Will they attack you? Because this motherfucker, it was okay. So I took a fucking chair, like a chair, and like I was like looking at him, and then I was like acting like I was gonna hit him, and then I wasn't gonna hit him, but I was like trying to scare him away. I'm like, and he'll back up, and they'll come at me again. I was like, oh, he can't be intimidated. So like, all right, and then I put the chair down. I let him like come up to me and like kind of sniff my hand. I was like, is he gonna fucking bite my hand or like, what the? Super cool. He says he likes to get up close. I'm like, oh, this is different. And I don't know. Do raccoons are they aggressive? Do they attack cats? I mean, what's their deal? I don't know. I don't really know much about I just don't know much about raccoons. He's just out being a fucking raccoon. All right, let's get to a few questions, and we're probably gonna close it off here. Okay. First written question. I think Angel. I'm gonna spell this one out. AXGELGXDIN. Angel Gideon? That's supposed to be ends? Anyway, you have a red picture. Will Sui ever use neural DSP quad cortex? Trying to figure out what I should say. So we did this. Was that the last show we did? We went to Indonesia, and there walks up. We walk up, and there's Marshall half stacks. Nothing in what I asked for, which is fine. But there's just certain amps that they just need time, and if you're not a Marshall person, you're not a Marshall person. That's it. You're not going to go up there and get a good tone. It's just, that amp needs a lot of time, and it needs to be you. If you're not Kerry King, it's just, what are we doing? You know? And, yeah, that was kind of like the last straw, you can say. So anyway, fucking show is still sick, and then I was like, I need to change. I need something different. So let's just say we've been talking. Not only talking, but we're walking. We got something showing up tomorrow. And could be a quad cortex. And I hear they're very simple to use. I hear their interface is user friendly. And I'm a very plug in and play guy. I don't like to waste time. This is plug it in. If it's sick, great. If it's not, then I don't want to. Guitar players have a thing. This is why I tend not to listen to guitar players, because they tend to get, which is why we all love them, but we tend to get too geeky with things. Where we're like, it's just, there's no point to this. There's no point. We're wasting time. But it seems with the Quad Cortex, seems very plug in and play. Get the sick ass tone that you want, top notch shit. So yeah, we'll see where this conversation goes in a few months from now. But anyway, yeah, that day really opened up my mind. Like, really, like, we can't play a show this big and this important with the tone I have right now. This is the fucking people. This might be the only time that some of these people ever see your band. It's just, good God. No, sorry. Anyway, yeah, thank you for your question. I wish I could. Okay, anyway, first of all, I'll say this once and that's it. I am not good with usernames. And what are we doing when we're making usernames? Just put your fucking name, or there's so many weird variations in order of words and letters. It's too much. Anyway, Logan Cruzen, pre-show SS rituals / warm-up routines. Let's see. Thank you for your question, Logan. Appreciate it. Pretty consistent. We have something called Power Hour, but I like to get dressed a little bit before an hour and just start playing some songs. Like just get the fingers going, the hand going, the fucking just ripping. Like it could be anyone. It's been Ramones, OTEP, Fear Factory, Slipknot, Korn, Dick Dale, Led Zeppelin, us. I threw Sounds in there. Yeah, just something. Let's get the blood flowing. Let's just get my fingers. Yeah, to build a relationship between my hand, my fingers, and the strings. That, or I'll be warm up to a click, just down picking, tremolo, just fucking practicing that way right before I go on. During that, I like to drink some. Could be IPA or tequila. Just get the head banging muscles ready to fucking throw down. And that's it. Been pretty consistent. I like practicing a lot or playing a lot because I think I suck. So I just need to make sure I play decent. So yeah, that's the pre-show. Something like I do kind of struggle with is I don't know if because Because sometimes I want to be alone, but it's just there's just always people around. Always people around. Sometimes you're sharing a dressing room. It's like, oh God, it's just sometimes you want to be alone. You want to get in like the mental. You want to get into the right mental space. You want to get in the right emotional state. It's really hard where there's just people around. But also, to be honest, I'm still figuring it out. When I saw Cold Chamber recently, they kind of reminded me, oh yeah, you gotta get in that zone. Kind of keep keeping themselves, and it's like, damn, I kind of miss doing that. You know, just getting in the zone. But yeah, it's definitely it's a lot of guitar playing. So our next one, Deathcore Dad 22. I really appreciate your name being easy. I just want to say that this is the way it should be. Anyway, if you can, could you describe the feeling you had to come up with the sound of deathcore? Wow, good. That's an interesting question. Describe the feeling. What was the feeling? It's a really good question. That's going to take me a bit. I'm trying to not sit here for 5 minutes and not say anything. Like, what was the feeling? I don't know. We always done like shit we wanted to do. Like, it was just always like definitely energy charged. It's just it gets us all moving. We just kind of went with it. You know, just always trusted ourselves and what we liked. It didn't really matter what didn't matter if someone else liked it or not. It was. I don't know if I feel like I don't know if this is right or I feel stupid or if I'm just ruining everything about music. But you know when you get older, like, you could kind of connect dots. Like, oh, you know, this is why this happened. It's led me to this, and you could also put words to feelings more. I find. Yeah, I think it's back in the day. It was just I just don't know where that came from. I was so sure of it. You know, there's only been a few times in my life where I just self-doubt just doesn't even fucking not a chance. From an early age, during that time when it was like more like the creation process, like there was nothing. I'll say this a million times, so I'll die. There was no deathcore. You know, I didn't have like I don't know what else. I didn't have a Slaughter to be Bell to listen to or watch. You know, I didn't have these bands. It was just you know, alone in your room with your feelings and your own thoughts and your own opinions. There's no internet. Nothing to sway you away from your ideas. It was just you. So I think back then you're definitely able to feel more without knowing. I think that's kind of just hit me right now. Yeah, I just played what I felt, you know. Back then it's really was able to take feelings and emotions and turn them into a sound. Like those, like the sound of the guitar. I'll say it all the time. It's who I am. It's just what I felt. It's just without knowing, it's just fucking really crazy to look back at those times. Like the times where we're talking demos. Those are like the craziest times. We're like, how do we do that? How did I even have like don't even know how to do that. Like, why? But it definitely felt right. Everything felt right. Nothing was forced. Everything was felt right. Nothing felt wrong. Nothing felt weird. It just felt like this is what we should be doing, and this is what we want to do. You know. Yeah, it's actually. I mean, that's a really interesting question. It's really hard to answer. I mean, especially when you're talking about feelings and emotions, it's really hard to put those experiences into words. It's really hard. I wish I could explain that better, man. I'm sorry. But man, what a feeling it was. What a trip. And what a time it was to be a kid, no sober, no drinking, no nothing, no virgin, so a complete idiot. Yeah, those those were interesting times. One more. I'm gonna do one more written question. Oh, oh God. I'll try. Okay, again, the usernames. You know what? You know what? I think I got this one. Dan Venikava. Dan _ Venikava. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Best OG metalcore albums of all time. It's hard to, you know what? Now that I think of it, I was never a big fan of metalcore. It was small. It was like a certain few bands and a few records. I'm like, wow, that's like special. Kill Switch falls into that category. Very special band. I remember when God Forbids, God Forever came out. I was jamming that. The first Kill Switch and second, I was jamming those. They're not metalcore, but he'll hate me if I say this. Bleeding Through, is that metalcore? Right? This is so extreme. I mean, we ripped off Bleeding Through a lot. Yeah, Portrait of a Goddess. That shit was from Bleeding Through. That shit was gnarly. Yeah, the first Kill Switch special record. As Lay Dying, they're just up there. I mean, those records that went big. I mean, those are just special songs. I truly think, I just saw them too. Like, fuck, let's just, man, people love that band. They're playing old cuts too, which is really smart of them to do. I was thinking like, wow, yeah, Tim, that dude is, the dude's a genius. Tim is a genius, and I see that in him when you gotta have it's just those patterns, those breakdowns. It's just, people think breakdowns are not easy to write. They're not. They are not, especially the easy ones. Like, they're just not. They're not easy. And when I hear it, when I listen to like As a Dying song, it's just breakdown after breakdown after breakdown. I'm like, damn, how do you can't just sit down and start doing that. Like, those patterns, like, come from somewhere else, you know. The best parts tend to come from your demons. Should I do one more? If I see some, I'll let you know if I see something right now. I'm reading. Okay, I saw this question. I'm like, should I do this? But honestly, I honestly don't have the energy. I don't think I have energy. Captain Dude Creative said, challenge time. How many push-ups can you do in a minute? Um, I think I could be pretty sick. I'm pretty in shape. I'm not like the not like the buffest guy ever or like or anything, but like I'm up there. I guess a minute, huh? Then again, a minute is a long time, and I know the fellas know what I'm talking about. I'll just leave that at that. Let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to guess in my head, but I will say above average. I would confidently say above average. Anyway, it is midnight right now, and I gotta wake up less than 5 hours from now, and that's cool. I'm glad. I'm glad we did this. I'm pretty surprised. I'm gonna close off with one more thing. What's up with? Can you tell me what's up with Cannibal Corpse right now? What is up with that? I saw something about their like lyrics. Oh my goodness, people are reaching right now, and people just don't understand. They just don't understand art. You know, seems like the non-creative people just don't get it. Like, I mean, Cannibal is pure art. If you read the lyrics, take that like literal. I think there's a little bit issue. I think that there's an issue that has nothing to do with that band. I think that's a personal issue that you should probably get taken care of. If you're looking at stuff like that as literal, and you're looking, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. To be honest, I'll be straight up. I am fucking exhausted. I'm exhausted. I haven't been up this late in quite some time. Anyway, yeah, I wish I was more prepared, but yeah, first solo episode done. Surprised it went as long as it did. So yeah, my goal is to do these once a month. That's my goal. Once a month with the solo episodes, and once a month with the Ernie episodes to talk shit to them, and then have a guest every other week. It could be a band, it could be a guitar player, it could be a singer. I'm looking at the list of people in town, and I'm definitely open to talk to anybody. I'm surprised it went this long. Maybe I should just do this when I'm fucking exhausted. I do miss Jay, Zach, Chris. I did miss you guys. I didn't have that thing to bounce off of. I need that bouncing off of. Kind of keep me on track. Yeah. I'll talk about this more on the next one. But yeah, there's a time I've been really struggling the past 2 months, and I made the mistake of like trying to work my way through it, and it didn't work. So you can probably see like I missed a couple weeks, but I was just recharging. I was doing other. I can't say what I was doing because it is associated with the podcast, and you'll probably see what we've been up to. But yeah, we had to catch up on some stuff. Same with the, again, we're talking earlier. Like I make the same mistake twice. I just don't know why I fucking do that. I'm trying to fix it. Yeah, with the podcast, I was losing myself in it. And like it's funny, I'll probably like end it here and then I'll pick it back up on the next one maybe. So it'll be like a seamless conversation. Yeah, I got lost. Like I started changing the set around. I took out the fucking black curtains and like which is it's been a staple. I mean, I didn't try, but it became a staple of like the vibe and naturally, I got really worried. How are we gonna keep this thing going? So now I'm looking at views, and then things just don't matter. We need big names in here so we could get views, so we could do this, and like that was never why I fucking started doing this. And I got lost in the sauce, and yeah, it's I did it again. I with been mistaken suicide sounds, just fucking paying attention to shit that I never paid attention to that I shouldn't. Yeah, this life got in the way, But yeah, so I took a couple steps back to get back to the core of why I started doing this in the first place. It's because I love it, I love hanging out with people, chatting, learning. I'm a curious guy. I like listening. But yeah, anyway, just thank you for being a part of this journey. We're only on episode 137, which is in podcast years I guess is nothing. Yeah, I made a lot of bad decisions. I made a lot of good ones. But yeah, you're still here for the journey, and I appreciate it. Anyway, yeah, I hope you prefer this as opposed to no episode this week. But I just couldn't put myself. I committed. Last week I committed that we're gonna start posting every single week under any circumstance, and had of course life will always put a roadblock, and I got a big roadblock, and just couldn't. I had to like no, I'm not gonna fucking not post. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, hope you enjoy. See, it's Monday right now as I'm talking. So yeah, I hope you have a good week. What do I have going on this week? I'm seeing Go Horror and Vitriol. That's gonna be sick. Oh, check out Vitriol. I've been jamming their records. They had 2 records. I've been jamming their shit. This past weekend, I jammed them yesterday and today. Pretty fucking sick. There's one more show, I think. Is it one more show this week? It has to be. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to see Go Horror and Vitriol, and that will be sick. But and then I'm doing other shit with the guys that I don't know if I could talk about yet. But anyway, thank you for supporting the podcast. Thank you for listening, watching, and being a part of this journey. And yeah, I will see you next week. Appreciate it. Later.